All right, everyone, it's about that time. Who's ready for some league action? Hot season 4 league action.
Sizzling.
I'm Fear Agent, and joining me today to do the reveal for season 4 is the main champion tournament winner, number 1 in everyone's hearts, Dante with 3 A's. Dante, what's up, dude?
How's it going? I don't know if I'm number 1 in everyone's hearts, my friend, but maybe yours. I'm super excited for this. I'm pretty excited to have Drasti with us too. How's it going over there in your end of the neck of the woods, Drasti?
Yo, it's good. I'm also super excited about this stream after, sitting on all these divisions for the last week or so.
Yeah, all right. So this is crazy. We're here for season 4. We've done 3 of these already. So some might ask, like, what is the league? If you've never seen the league before in the past season, what is it? It's basically teams of 3 competing during the season, playing a bunch of different modes, all to be crowned the league champion. We've done this 3 times. This will be the 4th. And we got an insane turnout this year. We actually had to cap it for the first time since season 2. Well, I guess since we never thought we'd cap it after season 2. That was only one season.
Season 2, we didn't cap it in the end. We extended the cap and then had to beg and plead for the last few teams to get us up to the new cap.
So season 1, you see our champions from season 1 is Team Awesome, Team Sugoi, I, Yoshi, Thelaine, and Hitzian. That was a 16 team league season. So we only had 16 teams. That was when I was just figuring this whole thing out. Season 2, we planned to extend it to 32 teams, though we had 32 teams register, I want to say, in like 14 seconds. Is that right?
It was something insane seconds? Like that.
It was insane. So we ended up expanding it to 64 teams in season 2. And even doing that, you see Team Awesome took the crown in season 2 with Yoshi, Hitzian, and Ramond taking the season 2 crown. So for season 3, we actually kind of reworked everything. We divided the league up into 2 leagues. We had the open league, which anyone could join. Drasti, offhand, do you remember how many teams we had in the open league?
Yeah, that was 54.
54 teams. 54 teams in the open, and the open champions team is, as you can see on screen, that team. Anyone want to go for it?
Oh, man.
Auch nicht.
There you go. With Death King, Raylan, Tinky, and Ramon winning that open league. So we also had the Invitational League. That was 32 teams that got invites to play. And the winners there were the Findrana Drifters with Megawatt, Frostbite 3030, and Jet 82. And so we found kind of the sweet spot with the Invitational and Open. So season 4, we've got 8 divisions in the Open, 64 teams. So we actually had to cap it.
That's so stupid. Like, it's great, but it's stupid. There's so many teams.
Yeah, it's the community is just growing. Big shout outs to like the Ladder and the Go Mode podcast people, and there's just been a ton of growth this last year. Main tournament stuff, all the different tournaments, just a ton of people playing Rando. And I don't think we ever thought we'd cap again, but we had to cap it to keep things even at 64. 96 teams total, right? 64 open teams. So this season we'll have 64 teams. Top 2 from each division will be making the playoffs. In the Invitational, we'll have 4 divisions again. This is the same as last year. 32 teams, and then the top 4 teams from each division qualify for the playoffs. And you'll see that in the bottom there is no buys in season 4. So in the past 3 seasons, we've had buys for the 1 seeds, I believe.
Right.
And so
the big thing was when we moved to 2-week playoff schedules last year, where we did each round for 2 weeks. Giving a 2-week bye for 1 round just felt like a lot of off time.
Yeah. And so here we are with the Invitational, 4 divisions, 32 teams, and today we're going to find out what all 96 teams are, where those divisions are, and you're going to be able to see some of the schedules as well. We'll talk a little bit about promotion. When do you guys want to talk about the promotion?
Yeah, sure. So promotion, or I guess or holding on to your place here in the Invitational, the top 7 teams will be guaranteed an invite back for Season 5, should they so choose to stay together and, friendships aren't destroyed during this season. And the top 4 teams from the Open League will be guaranteed a spot to fill those last 4, one from each division, to make up the whole field for Season 5. So
Yeah.
that formula, hopefully, it seems to have worked pretty well last season going into this one, and we didn't really see a need to change that up.
And Drasti, correct me if I'm wrong. They're all 4 open invites from Season 3 are in the Invitational this year, right?
Yes, that's right. That all of our top 4 finishers from Season 3 Open claimed their invites.
Pretty awesome.
Good. We didn't screw anything up. I'm proud of us.
All right, Josh, you want to talk about relegation, the fun part?
Yeah, so flip side, we can only give out 32 invites because if everyone claims an invite, there's no extra space left over. So to give open teams invites, we have to not give the last 4 invitational teams invites. So, yeah, and of the 4 invitational teams that didn't get invites after last season, you'll see quite a few of those players back in the Open League this season, trying to get an invite back again.
Yeah, should be good. So, take a look at our schedule. Let's talk a minute about the schedule. We debated these weeks quite a bit. There's some that were pretty easy, include Casual Boots and Open, Co-op All Dungeons, and then the Spoiler Pilot Key Sanity. Those 4 modes are all returning modes. Co-op Randomizer with Boots for week 7 is a returning mode, but we added a little wrinkle, Dante. Why don't you talk about that wrinkle?
Yeah, the boots are a big wrinkle. Mainly calls, you got to think on your feet, and you want to go fast, but at the same time, you don't know what enemies are going to be where, which is always a little, it adds a little excitement. It's pretty good, I think. I know there are some Randomizer haters, and that's fine, but at the league, we want to have a good variety. We don't want it to be the same thing over and over, I guess. But Randomizer's got that even nicer quality of life. I'm really trying to sell this right now, can you tell? It's got that nicer quality of life thing where you can see what the boss is on the map. There's a reason to do a map check in the dungeon now. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, just released last night. And then we also have the return of cross keys. You'll see that there's no mystery. Drasti, you want to talk about cross keys and the lack of mystery this season?
Yeah, well, what was it? Our shortest mystery seed last season had a winning time of 21 minutes, and the longest mystery seed had a winning time of 8 hours.
That's right.
So we figured we'd cut down on the variation a bit this season. And, cross keys has really come back in popularity. The cross keys tournament that's now wrapping up its quarterfinals round started with 168 players. So there are really just a ton of people playing cross keys. So we figure even in the Open League, there should be a lot of people who'll still have fun with that mode.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Cross keys was absent season 3. It's making its triumphant return for season 4. And then the final one we talk about, week 2, we've got Fad Keys. Dante, tell us what Fad Keys is.
It's Fear Agent keys. That's all you need to know. But no, I'm kidding. It's faux all dungeons keys. Now, you guys love AD keys. Everybody loves AD keys. What everyone doesn't like is searching high and low for those elusive castle tower keys. And that's the one change here, is that it is AD. We can't make AAD, which is almost all dungeons. That doesn't exist. So thanks to a brilliant bot named Sahabot, we can play Fad Keys, which is gonna keep those castle tower keys vanilla. And yeah, it kind of ruins, trying to get some progression out of Aga Tower, but I think it's a very good trade-off.
Yeah, we actually did a lot of testing with this, and the fact that you can do Aga early kind of changes up some of the routing as well. You can have decisions of, do I want to use this as early Dark World access, or it just adds a little bit of wrinkle. Is it all dungeons? Is it just regular 80 keys? No, but it's its own little thing, and it's a small enough change that we thought we need to include and try out and test this season. We'll see if it works and how people respond to it. But if you've played it, it's not a huge difference from 80 keys, but it's a lot of fun. So I think we'll have fun, and we'll see how people respond to it. But that's our schedule. Any other last thoughts about the schedule before we move on?
It's
right.
perfect.
Yeah, we spent an insane amount of time working on this schedule. Even the fact that we have like where we have like cross keys and open, we planned this all out.
Yeah, well, one thing that you may notice that's different actually is that we used to start with, open and casual boots as the first 2 individual weeks, and then we do the longer modes later in the season. And we're hoping that, mixing up long and short modes throughout the season will give better variety.
Yep, for sure. All right, so before we get into the open league, I just want to quickly shout out 2 people. Because we're going to be talking a lot of people here in this huge 96 team league. But it's our bot Overlords. I need to talk about Synac first, who basically I just want to get some love out there for our bot Overlords. They're the ones who are behind the scenes making sure the league and all of Rando works. And if you're playing Rando, it's because Synac has made it so awesome. The league, when the league first started, Synac was there to create the original league bot, and make sure that the league could actually run. And he's gone on to do amazing things, being one of the main devs for ALTTPR. So big shout outs to Synac, because he's done so much, and definitely needs just show your support for him, because the guy is amazing. And then the other bot Overlord is T Sigma 6. Make sure you get your love in for T Sigma, because let's talk about it. The league's not happening without T Sigma. We've got an amazing website. We've got a ton of automation. There's so many things that Sigma does behind the scenes that nobody knows he does. And like I said, we couldn't do the league without our bot Overlords. So yeah, just
we'd quit a long time ago with having to do everything manually. Like there's no way to handle this mass capacity of players without some form of automation. So it's like a huge thanks to these 2 huge. Especially. And
we have a brand new website. We'll link it to you at the end here, but this website is bananas. It's so good, and it's all thanks to T Sigma. So big shout outs to those 2, making sure that we still have League Season 4 to even happen. Because as much as we like to be the front, I guess, we use Dante's pretty face to sell the league, but Sigma and Synac are the ones carried on their backs. we have the league, or the champion, dude. We got to.
All right, enough mushy stuff. Let's get into it.
All right. So okay.
That said, do make sure at some point during the league this season to drop into Houlihan Room and read the new tile that has Dante's name all over it.
That's right.
I'm leaving the.
All right. So as we get into the open league, we're not going to be able to spend as much time at the open league because there is 64 teams. We'll give everyone a chance to read all the different teams and see all the awesome different logos. And one caveat again, I want to make sure I mention here is there's a lot of new runners in this community, and it is so awesome. So if we don't shout you out, it's because we don't know you yet. But this is a great opportunity for everyone to learn who you are, and we're just glad that you're a part of the open league as well. So let's get into it. All right, so we've got the Eastern Palace. Take a look at the Eastern Palace. Who wants to run down the names here? Go for it, Drasti.
Oh, fine, sure. Especially with 2 German names, right? So we have Biumvirate, new team, not names I recognize, actually. Under them is Bonks for extra Punkte. I forget what their name was last year. They're definitely a returning team, though Mal Xanthalos is new to them, but he's been around a lot with the ladder, so definitely a name you're probably familiar with at this point. In Rod We Trust. No Bugnet, no Go Mode. Both a mix of newer players and players who have been around for a while. On the right side, we have Pixel Grinders. Are those, Dante, were those Mentor Tournament players?
I don't believe they were. I think
Okay.
well, there are quite a bit of few Mentor Tournament folks in the Open League from what I've seen so far.
And then we have Sword Beam Club, formerly known as New Hyrule Order. They were in the Open League playoffs last season, so look for them to make a good run this season. We have the Stragglers, and then there's Unsere Alkoholmannschaft hat ein Volleyball-Problem, which was Super Castlevania Lollipop Chain Reaction last season, and I believe they also made the Open League playoffs. So again, a team to definitely keep a lookout for.
I gotta say, these, like, we're only on page 1, and I am blown away with these amazing team icon logos. They are phenomenal. I just love it.
So on to the next division here.
Yeah, let's move on. I think we lost Fear. He gave up on us. We'll do Desert Palace. So here we go. Bottles on empty. I'm gonna not do this.
You want me to get through this one too?
Help me out here.
Ganget von Dödskaleskugen.
Thank you, Drasti. I usually call on Herfy Durfy for those with the podcast, but I can't. I don't have him here right now to save me. So we also have Grouchy Old Men returning. It's Mitts, another returning team. Lodiki, I think that's right. Lodiki. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. I'm looking at the icon and seeing that it's separated.
It's just the first 2 letters of each player's name.
Oh, perfect. See, I should have paid attention. I'm just like so hyper focused on the big text. I missed the small. Missing 2 bows. You want to help me again?
Well, I don't know how Tanwer Farad pronounces his name, but Tanwer Farad Kleine Kartoffeln.
Perfect. Much better than I would have done.
Means Tanwer Farad's little potatoes. Thus the potato in the logo.
I love that. That's actually really good. And the flying cabbages. We all know about those cabbages. Pretty strong division here. I see a lot of returning names. I gotta shout out this Bottles on Empty team here. I'm assuming that's a reference with SMZ3 and how all of those bottles come unfilled. And if so, I really appreciate that reference quite a bit. Good to see Grouchy Old Men back. It's Mitts back as well. And yeah, this division looks to be pretty spicy. What do you think, Drossi?
Yeah. Well, in Missing 2 Bows, we should shout them out as a team that has played all 4 seasons. They started out as Missing Bow, and that eventually they lost another one.
Yeah. Well, when we switched over to Progressive, it made things, there's 2 now. It's not just 1. But yet again, we have quite a bit of amazing team logos here. And I think we got Fear back. Fear, are you here with us?
I'm here, yeah.
Bless. But yeah, we're just finishing up Desert Palace. But yeah, this looks pretty good. We'll move on to that next division. Fear, if you're all set, I'll let you take that one. All right. I don't think he's set. We probably have some internet issues, which is fine. I'll throw it in though. Tower of Hera. You guys ready for this? Blue Balls United making a return. All right, I'm gonna try this one. Dre Engel für Sahasrala. Okay, I
tried.
Dry. Okay, well, I tried. He came from, and that's it. I like that. I'm assuming maybe that's a reference I don't get because of the icon.
It's a Michael McDonald reference. That's the picture. It's
okay.
It's from a song. It's It's hilarious.
Perfect. All right, Fear, I'm throwing it back to you now since you're here. Let's go.
Medicinal Hera pot. Love the logo. Awesome. Rage Against the... Is this manatees?
Manettes.
Oh, excuse me. That's something about the controllers, right? I
I
think.
think
Is
so.
that like a kind of controller?
I believe so. Reliable archery aces, team triple T, and the Spec Rock Bonkers. Excuse me.
All right, I can approve of the Spec Rock Bonkers name because Nielsen's on the team.
Yeah.
We're long as we know. All right, had to clear that up.
Some awesome logos this season.
Dude, they're so top tier.
Yeah.
I love it.
The logo game has definitely been stepped up this season. All right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up to the next. Drasti, take us home here with Castle Tower.
Okay, so Castle Tower division. This is the last division in the Pendant Conference. So the 8 divisions are going to play 4 in each of 2 conferences, and while there'll be some cross-divisional play in the playoffs, not until the finals do the winners of each conference get to play each other. So we've got a wolf, a clown, and a wizard are in the tavern. It's hard to see that logo, but I'm assuming that those 3 characters are a wolf, a clown, and a wizard. We have Captain Catfish. Nice hat on the catfish there. Clown routing 101. Step 1, the cack skip. That's definitely clown routing. I stole your bow. Did you find the silvers on Ganon? The last location years, I really like this team. They're all new to the league, but they've all been making quite a splash. I know Structural Mike and Zen Arcane have been doing a crazy amount of entrance mode play. Zen Arcane is in the brackets for the Retrance tournament right now, and I believe Structural Mike made it to brackets for the Cross Keys tournament, and then Scottish Brave has just been doing a ton of ladder as well.
Read this next one with feeling.
Yes, Link finds a way. Returning for their 3rd season, actually, with the same logo.
That logo is money, though. Look at that logo.
Better logo? You don't.
I mean, right, you can't improve on it, and it explains the team name. So
Yeah,
it's great. We also have Spaceballs, the Rando team. I believe this is their 3rd season as well. And we have yet another bonk, which was the bonking baguettes last season, which is why you can see the baguette in Link's hand there, along with the beret on his head.
That's great. A lot of, again, logos on point. Love them.
Well, that wraps up, as Drossi said, what, the Pendant Conference or the Light World? How's that work this
There's a Light
year?
World, right?
No, the Light World is the conference name in the Invitational League. So
okay.
We have the Pendant Conference and the Crystal Conference.
Crystal,
in the
okay.
League.
All right. I'm going to take Palace of Darkness for obvious reasons. There's 2,000 years to the past. There's some returning players on that team. I think that's a new team, though. Am I right? Either one of you guys know?
Yeah.
It's a new team. Yep.
Aga's backup dancers. I like that logo. You can kind of see those sprites in the shadows. My team, I'm picking to win it all. Dante made us join. They're gonna even win the Invitational. Really glad to see these 3 in there. I didn't know that's what they were gonna use for their team name until they signed up, though.
And look at the logo too. You know, they've got your pug in place of the 3 A's.
High effort logo there. Farm Friends with Tabby Cat, Windfox, and Scruff Ninja Tuna. Really good logo there too. I like that a lot, actually.
Formerly
with Hyrule Track and Field, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. So this is their 3rd season too, I believe. Kakariko Brew Crew. I think this is their 2nd or 3rd season. I know it's their 2nd, but it might actually be their 3rd. I know Will WC's in chat. Maybe he could let me 2nd season. All right. He's Force. I like that logo. I like that we got some use of the keys It's they're not used for anything ever, so it's good. Saha's Kids, that's I think a new team for this year as well. And Fear's favorite logo here with Taunt the Frog.
Great logo.
I think they missed the deadline, and so we just have the generic league logo. What do you guys think of this division?
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually have high expectations for Farm Friends in this division.
Yeah,
good team. Will's team, the Kakariko Brew Crew, great logo, great team as well. So I would say those two teams are the teams to look out for in this division.
I agree. All right, moving on to the next one. We'll see if one of you guys wants to take this.
Yeah, I can take this one. We've got one of the relegated teams from the Invitational, but we're still buddies. So it's glad to see that they're still buddies despite getting relegated from Invitational. We've got Fantalis, Chelsea Lynn, and Bentisi replacing Locke on that team. And you see that Locke is on a new team right below them with Elf. So gonna have a little bit of rivalry there. We've got the Guardians of the Galaxy Brain coming back. Nice to see them back. Great logo. Hovering Sick Kids, another great logo. The Long Shots, of course, are back with Tim, Tyler Sutton, and Roosta. Validation.
I believe that's their third season. Yes.
Is it? Yeah, I would think you're right. Validation Chest Boots there. Great logo. Love to see Moldorm with the boot. ZB's Frog Bar. I believe that's a new team. And then, gosh, this logo is so good. Zelda and Chill with DRD Pills, Marathon, and Oro. What an excellent logo. That logo is so good.
It's fire.
So you guys like coming out of this division?
I mean, I like the first two teams, but we're still buddies and Elf. I think, they're going to be vying to see who can get an invite to the Invitational.
Yeah, I'm looking at both of them. I think we'll see Zelda and Chill making a really strong run as well.
Right. Yeah.
There's just, I said this a lot last year when we talked about stuff like this, but there's a lot of teams that could just come out of nowhere and open and absolutely, completely destroy a division. And I think there's a lot of names in here that can definitely do that.
Sure. And there's people that, like I mentioned earlier, don't know that can make some noise, and this will be their chance to make some noise. So
absolutely.
All right, next up, Turtle Rock. Go for it, Drasti.
Yes, I'll take this one. Yeah. So we've got a deadly case of explosions. I know Worldwide Wimpy has been in the league before, but I think his two teammates are new to this. Then we have Amish Paradise. They've had quite a few member changes, actually. Zero Nix is the only returning member, but kept the name with two new teammates, both of whom are returning league players just from different teams. Then we have It's Always Sunny and Pendant Pod. I love that one. If you can,
the
if you can read the little caution band there, it says "No more progressive bows." And they were. I saw Rambler jump out of vents last season. Then we have JKLOL with. They were Please Clap last season, made the playoffs. They have a bit of a personnel change here. They brought in Radical Sniper 99, who had been on Amish Paradise, and he's replacing Windfox, who's now with Farm Friends. Pepe Got Patrol, that's quite a nice Pepe in the team logo there. Rando Babies, I really like this team. Really good new players coming out of the mentor tournament. Mr. Aaron Snerd actually won the mentor tournament, and Vextifer was way up there as well. Soggy Tea, I don't know how you tell if that tea is soggy or not. And the Tipsy Tavern Toasters returning for their, I believe, second season.
Yeah, this division is tough. This is a tough one to pick. For me, I think the favorite is JKLOL. I'm expecting big things from that team, and Gosh, it's Always Sunny and Pendant Pod. I think I just want to pick them because of the logo. Like, the logo is so good. I mean, all these logos are so great.
Oh
and,
yeah.
I'm expecting good runs from Amish Paradise and Rando Babies as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward for Rando Babies. I know those three, just from being involved with Mentor Tournament, they, put in a lot of like learning, and they made a lot of progress in that tournament, and I'm looking forward to seeing that being put to use, in like, not gonna say the real world, but in, where everyone's at in the league. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Good division.
All right. Ganon's Tower. Team Akai. I think I said that right.
Acai. You clearly don't frequent juice bars enough.
Yeah.
I definitely don't. I just stay in my room and work. But anyway, Acai. I got it right, I think. Dark Side of the Triforce returning team there with W. Garrison, IB Karma, and John Snoo. Ninja Pirate Overdrive. This is a lot of another GMP team. Looking forward to seeing them, progress in this. Oops, All Foxes. I think that name is pretty self-explanatory. We got nice 3 little foxes there on that logo.
Well, I mean, let's be clear. Zeruvian is a wyvern masquerading as a fox, a la Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes.
Deep cut.
I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah.
I sure didn't. So Pallet Town Runaways. I do appreciate the Pokemon reference there. That logo is really good. With Smirk, and So Last Summer and Zethno. Ped Zeppelin. I do appreciate puns occasionally.
Formerly known as Meyer Straits.
Gosh, that's Meyer Straits is a good name. Ped Zeppelin is even better.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Skewed by 6 Cube. I believe this is a returning team as well. Drasti, can you clarify that for me?
Yep, they were in, I believe, Eastern Palace last season. Actually, got to play Spoiler a bit in last season. I'm sure if any of them are in chat, they will be happy to talk about how they played Spoiler last season, and that while they didn't make the playoffs, they sure affected who from the division did make the playoffs.
And wrapping up this division, we have Where Are the Instructions? And they misspelled Rando in the logo. There's one too few A's, but
I see.
But no, I actually do like that logo quite a bit. But yeah, this another powerful what do you call it? Open division.
Yeah,
like, just
for sure.
not really sure who's gonna come out of this one, honestly.
If I had to make a pick, I'd probably pick Oops All Foxes. I think the team's really strong. If I had to pick based off of logo, I'm gonna go with Where Are the Instructions? I love that logo. I mean, they're all really good, but that Where Are the Instructions logo is pretty dang good.
And let's not forget Dark Side of the Triforce, which I believe made the playoffs last season.
For sure.
In Open League.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if any of these teams make the playoffs, but
yeah, it's rando. Things can go really smooth for you or really bad in a hurry. So, but yeah, that's Ganon's Tower. What do we got next? Or am I? Oh, hey, that was it.
That was the
Fear,
open.
you wanna transition since you clearly have this better for us than me.
Yeah. All right, so that's the open. Time to move on to the Invitational. We got 32 teams. We're gonna go a little bit more in depth to the Invitational. Make a couple predictions, but let's get started with our first division, which I believe is Kakariko. It is Kakariko. All right, let's take a look at the Kakariko divisions. First up, we've got Boomer Friendly. This is a team, I believe, that was in the finals of the Open League last season. Is that right?
Yep. Well, it says Open League runner up there in the bottom right.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should learn how to read, huh? We've got Dawn, Leviticus, and Scrub making this team up. Open League runner-up at 11-3, and you can take a look at their schedule here. Expect big things from the Open League runner-ups here.
Absolutely.
Next up, we've got Mugalachi, which is a new invitational team, though it does have two invitational runners from season 3. We've got Mugalocham, Julo Ninja, and Orange. So no record from last season. Two invitational runners combining and bringing up Orange, who I believe was on a team in the Open last season, but moved up to the Invitational this year.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be a strong team, though I would like a moment of silence for Double Dippers, which no longer exists with Mughal coming over to Mugalachi here.
Yeah, that was a good team. All right, next up we've got new Swagga Jackson, Marknificent, Wall Kicks, and the new member Wall Kicks and Walther the Fourth. So Kern, previously on this team, replaced with Wall Kicks, who actually got relegated to last season with his team, jumping aboard the old Swagga train, now new Swagga. They were 7-7 last season, just missed the playoffs, but looking like a strong team. Dante, what do you think?
I think this team is pretty scary, if I'm being honest. I mean, all of them. It's invitational. We said this a lot. I'm going to try to not say it 1,000 times. Everybody invitational, pretty scary as far as like having to go up against them. But I think the addition of Wall Kicks is going to be solid for them. I think that all three of them are solid runners. I mean, losing Kern for Wall Kicks, pretty even trade in a way. Both of them strong runners.
Yeah,
I think it works out pretty well for them doing this switch the season we're bringing back Cross Keys, because Wall Kicks is in the quarterfinals of the Cross Keys tournament currently, so I'm guessing he'll be running that week.
Yeah, and he is the Pendant of Wisdom, which I believe is the Cross Keys pendant in the playoffs, so I believe that's right. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Shack Tool's Digging Game, a returning team from last season. Made the conference finals with a record of 10-4 with Itaka as their Aussie 1-1. Drasti, you want to talk a little bit about Shack Tool's Digging Game with the new logo as well?
Yeah. So well, I mean, that is Shack Tool digging, right? And he's digging even more efficiently than Link. But yeah. Really, Dante should be the one to talk about this team after their great multi-world bronze medal matchup, right?
Yeah, we my team last season and Shack Tools, we were in that tied for third spot. So it was we had a nice casual multi-world 3v3. It was a good time. We all had some good laughs with it, and super strong team. They were rolling through divisions pretty good. I'm kind of expecting to see the same thing from them again. If I'm being honest, very strong team.
Yeah, maybe the favorite in this division.
I mean, all three of them were brand new to league last season, and they rolled their way right to the conference finals.
Yeah, should be good. Expect big things from them. Next up, we've got Skull Kids with Shireen, myself, and Gamachu.
We can just skip them.
Made the division finals 9-5. Not much to say here. Formerly Team Kappa.
Formerly. No more four-leaf clovers.
You took the Shireen guy, who was on the runner-up team last season. Little change like that.
Small change. Don't need to spend. I mean, it's Gamachu. I don't think people like him, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about him.
I mean, how good can Gamachu really be? He lost to Dante.
That's right. That's right. Nobody talks about number 2.
I do. No, but this team, super strong. I mean, Shireen's been around a good while, super good runner. Fear, whether or not you want to admit to it, a great runner as well. And Gamma, you guys know how strong Gamma is. Like, you don't go against Gamma and assume you're going to win. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Skull Kids do in this division. I'm kind of looking to see potentially, Skull and Shack Tool. That's going to be a really hype week. You want to see that week 7 with the Randomizer. That's going to be a really good matchup, I think.
Yeah, it's scary for sure. All right, next up, we've got ourselves a new invitational team, Swirly Coin Brewing with homemade beer, Jaijo 36 and CS Tutor 89. Drasti, why don't you tell us about this team a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm excited about this team. Like, Homemade beer basically came out of nowhere last fall and easily made it through quals in the main tournament. Very nearly made it through groups into brackets, in fact. CS Tutor plays ladder like crazy. If you play ladder, you know CS Tutor.
That's true.
And he's compiled quite a good record there. I don't know JJo as well, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. And one cool thing here, this is the only invitational team that's completely brand new to League. Last year, as we said, Shock Tools was the only invitational team that was completely brand new to League. So I'm definitely looking forward to that Week 5 matchup between the two of them.
Yeah, it's like, welcome to the Invitational League. Here's the deep end. And, I do expect them to make some waves. We'll see how well they do as pretty new runners. But there's a reason that they got an invite. They're good runners. So next up, we've got the Immortals, and a returning team. We saw that Mugalachi went and stole Julo Ninja from this team, so they found a replacement with James FNX. Got James FNX, Duke Firebird, and Roach coming back. 3-11 last season, hoping to make some improvements. Is James FNX going to get them to the playoffs? Dainty, what do you think?
I think this team is the team that likes to surprise people. Speaking from experience. They definitely have that potential to pull off a big upset win like everybody does in Rando. I don't know if we'll see them in the top 3 or 4. I hope that they change that opinion. For their sake, I hope they change that opinion of just my assumption here. Just seeing the names, it's really hard to pick out where everyone's going to be, but I think they're going to make a splash, and don't write them off.
I can tell you they still have a chip on their shoulder because in Season 2, they missed the playoffs on a tiebreaker, so they've been really aching to get back into the playoffs since then.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, wrapping it up, we've got the Waffle House DriveThru with D Demolisher, Matt 7898, and Salty Fry, returning team 7-7. Just missed the playoffs. I will proudly say, as a member of Team Kappa last season, we actually knocked them out of the playoffs in that final week. So,
if they had even split with you guys, they could have made the playoffs. But no, you insisted on sweeping them.
Yeah, so you got to do. This team is scary. Matt and Salty Fry are two of my favorite runners in the entire community, and D Demolisher is really good. This team is really good. I was actually a little surprised they only went 7-7 last year. I honestly expect playoffs from this team. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Especially with 4 now, it makes it a little less punishing if you take 1 or 2 losses early on, perhaps. But yeah, this team, this is like, getting the big 3 together. Maybe they needed last season to kind of warm up the team gel, so to speak, and now they're just gonna run train on everybody because now they've got it together.
Yeah. Who do you guys give me 2 teams you think coming out? I know 4 make the playoffs. Give me 2 teams you think out of this division that make the playoffs. Give me a prediction.
Drasti?
I'm kind of liking Mugalachi, actually. I'm very intrigued by this new team. Seems really strong. I think they've got a good chance at making the playoffs here. And I do agree that I think this is going to be Waffle House's season, especially with now 4 teams from the division making the playoffs. What about you guys?
I'll recuse myself because I'm in this division. But
can't pick yourself, I was going to say.
Yeah. I would say Shack Tools, Digging Game, and Waffle House DriveThru are my 2. I would say one number 1, number 2 for me.
Yeah, I got to say Waffle House. I definitely see them in top 4. Also looking to see Skull Kids in top 4 as well. Mugalachi is like a third. If I had to pick one that I'm like, definitely got that potential scary opponents on that team too. So I know I picked 3. So there you go.
All right. There you go. That's the Kakariko division. Drink it in. It's tough division. A lot of good teams. I mean, that's the Invitational. So, all right. Let's go on to the next division. We've got the Lost Woods, and we will start with Crosswords Key Sanity, which is A0, Waterloo, and Paradox 64, using their logo from last season still. Just missed the playoffs, 6-8. This team had Hitzian on the team last year. He's not on this team. Drasti, tell me some thoughts about Crosswords Key Sanity. Love the name.
Well, it's a very French-speaking team. Actually, with all the German names, I mean, they really should have just come up with a French name, right? Make up for all the unpronounceable German. But no, I'm excited about them. Honestly, I'm excited about this whole division. It's just like really good division across the board, but I think they've got a good shot at, just improve their record. 1 or 2 more wins could send them to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, we've got Did You Check Your Boot with Revenant, Werfjig, and Tam. 9-5, made the playoffs last season. This is a team, I believe this is their third go around, right?
Yeah, third season.
Dante, tell me a little bit about Did You Check Your Boot?
Oh, I was just going to say that each of the last 2 seasons, they made the playoffs and I believe exited in the first round. So I think their big goal this season is to go deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah, you got 3 good runners here, Revenant, Werfjig, and Tam. Tam has basically been like a ladder champion.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember for like each season. Werfjig and Revenant also super strong runners. This is the team you're going to want to watch, and you're not going to want to write off at any given point.
Yeah, I don't think they have like lots of big names, but they're good, like sneaky good. They're gonna get those wins that people don't expect from people that might have some bigger names. But watch out for Did You Check Your Boot, because they're good with the bringing back the classic logo as well. All right, next up we've got a new team here. Frozen Leftovers with Chimo, Days Cloud, and Mystic. They were in the open division last year, 12-2, made the playoffs. Got called up to the Invitational. I believe Chimo is new to the team, though.
This is the same lineup as last season.
Oh, okay.
In seasons 1 and 2, they had Top Life, and then the time zone issue got to be a bit too crazy, so they figured they'd compress the time zones a bit with who was on the team.
So they started out as the Leftovers, and then last season they were the Spoiled Leftovers, and now they're back as the Frozen Leftovers.
Don't forget Reheated Leftovers.
Reheated Leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So 12-2 last season in the Open. I mean, that's a strong record. Are they?
They were the only 12-2 team. Actually, they had the best record in the regular season Open League.
Are they going to be able to make those same waves in the Invitational? What do you think?
I think they've got a shot at it. These 3 are good. They may not go 12-2, but it might be close. You never know.
Yeah, and Chimo, how far was he? Like top 16 in the main tournament, or just top 32? I remember being impressed with how far he made it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Really good runner though, really strong. And then of course you don't want to play Dazed if you're playing cross keys. So
what do you know? He's the wisdom player.
There you go. All right, moving on. We've got I Like Big Boots. Ganon's Gone Wild. New member Hitzian, and coming back Zero Rush. Last season 9-4-1, one of the few ties that we had, and made the playoffs. Thoughts about this team here? So going from Relkin to Hitzian, how much of a downgrade is
Who says that's a downgrade?
I am. I hope
Sorry, I had to
watching.
throw some shade at Relkin.
I wouldn't call that a downgrade.
2-time champion, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Hitsu's good. Hitsu's a strong addition to this team. I love this team, and I love the team name. I've always loved this name. I cannot say just the team name without in my head saying the rest of anyway. But yeah, Zero Rush, top tier runner, top tier NMG player too. Hitsu and GGW both super good at this game too. I'm looking to see them make a big splash in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, I expect big things from Big Boots. All right. Next team coming up from the Invitational, the Canadians, the French Canadians. A-Rod, Ninban, and Rywek, 10-4, missed the playoffs in the Open. But here they are in the Invitational.
I got to shout them out as one of two true OG teams that have had exactly the same roster for all 4 seasons of League.
What are the other teams? Spherefinity?
Yep, right under them. Spherefinity is the other. So that right there should be a great matchup in week 2.
Yeah, should be good. This team has always kind of surprised me that they weren't in the Invitational, so it only makes sense that they are now in the Invitational. 10-4 last season in the Open. I expect them to make big waves in the Invitational. So
yeah.
All right. One of the other OGs, Spherefinity, coming back. P-Train, Sabotender, GFE, 6-8 last season. Missed the playoffs for the 3rd straight season. Is this the season they make the playoffs? I mean, you look at this team and you say, why haven't they made the playoffs? Right? Like,
you say the same thing looking at like French Canadians. I mean, both teams by right should have gone farther than either of the teams have.
Yeah, this team is good, Dante. What do you think?
I think they're good. I can't wait for GFE to beat me again, and 3 years later we'll be talking about it. But yeah, like P-Train. I'm sorry, I had to. P-Train.
Hey, you're playing week 1. There you go.
And GFE, all excellent runners, great dudes.
Just good people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun team to watch. I think this is their year. They're gonna hit the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm rooting for them to make the playoffs. All right, next up we've got the Sexy Ganons, Fant, Frede, and Yagamoth. 5-9, missed the playoffs again. I mean, this just shows you how good the Invitational is, how tough it is. I would never have predicted this team goes 5-9. I'm actually expecting some better results from this team. Gotta love that logo. Looking at this schedule, Drasti, any thoughts on the Sexy Ganons?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who did they play any of these teams last season? We really shuffled the divisions around, try to give teams an opportunity to face teams they might not have faced in the past, especially in the Invitational, where a lot of the teams have been with us for 3 seasons. So I'm trying to think like where the natural rivalry is here. I mean, I guess it's another, fairly West Coast-ish team. So
yeah, looks like they played against Crosswords last year. Crosswords Key Sanity. Split 1-1 with them. So
they did play Titans Mitts as well. I think we were in the same division.
Yeah, I expect big things from this team. I think they were probably a little disappointed with going 5-9 because, again, how good this team is, how stacked they are. I could see them reversing that, going 9-5, making the playoffs this year as well. That's the Sexy Ganons. All right, wrapping it up. The Titans Mitts.
Skip.
Sailor Nip, Relkin, the new addition, and Dante. 10-4 made conference finals. Added Relkin. This team is this the team to beat in the entire league, Drasti?
Probably.
Yeah, this team.
I don't see where their weak spot is.
Maybe too many A's. I'm not sure. I don't know. This team is scary. 10-4. I could actually see them kind of pulling a Fendana Drifters from last season and kind of running the table, because that's how strong this team is. They've got a lot of competition, but man, this team is scary. I guess if you're in the Lost Woods, you're kind of hoping Dante's burnt out and used all his power on the main tournament and is gonna fold in the league. Otherwise,
I'm really looking forward to that week 7 matchup with I Like Big Boots, though.
Yeah, that should be fun. We're
gonna have to make sure Relkin's at least in one of those or something.
Yeah.
That way Relkin, that way somebody can have some bragging rights and they can hold it over their head for years and years to come. But yeah, this should be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's we've got the you guys here. We've all got the planning out of the way as far as making the league happen, and finally looking forward to getting ready to play. So I'm gonna pull the fear and recuse myself. So you guys talk about the division.
All right. Gosh, it's hard to pick two. I can't not pick the Titans and Myths. You just look how strong that team is. And you know what? I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Spherefinity makes the playoffs this season. Those are two of the four teams that make the playoffs. Trust, what do you think?
I like that pick. I also think, I like Big Boots just as strong with Hitsuyan as they were with Relkin, so I expect to see them in the playoffs. And also, did you check your boot? I mean, they've just consistently been making the playoffs. I see no reason why they won't do that for their third season in a row.
Yeah, I like Big Boots a lot. I like Big Boots. All right.
Yes, I see both boot teams in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the Dark World here. We've got the Misery Mire division with our first team being Fraumps time. Tepidino, Scarlet, and Tiso. This is one of the 4 finalists of the Open League last season. Made conference finals 11-3. Who wants to talk about Fraumps time?
Yeah, Tepidino, Scarlet, and so all 3 solid runners. First season, I think they played with season 2 and made a big splash in the league. That was back when we had the big pool of everybody.
Yes, they were shovel is the true go mode back then.
Yeah, and then being super strong in the Open League and making conference finals, I'm expecting good things out of these 3. They're gonna make some waves.
Yeah. Any one of those 3 could score some big wins. So we'll see if they can bring the 11-3 vibes into the Invitational. Going to be tough, but I think this team could do it. All right. Also new to the Invitational, we've got Noble Foxes, 11-3, made the playoffs. Weren't no top 4, but did get an invite. We've got Obscure Lifeform, Hayfield Bay, and Nobly. Obscure, I believe, made a really strong run this last season in the main tournament. Drasti, why don't you talk a little bit about Noble Foxes?
Yeah, I mean, that was just like mind-blowing. Obscure's Cinderella run all the way up to 4th place, I believe, in the main tournament. Couldn't be touched until he came up against Gamachu. Guess I should have put him and Gamma in the same division, but well. But yeah, no, and Hayfield Bay and Nobly also both long-standing players. Hayfield Bay was a new addition to the team last season. The team as a whole has been around since season 2. So yeah, and the funny thing is, based on individual records last season, Obscure was the weakest player on the team. So
Yeah.
If he plays like he did in the main tournament, I think this team's going to go far.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see these open teams come up to the Invitational and make some waves. Next up, we've got OK Game with 2C, Krebel, and Wired Wiki. This was one of the open teams that did qualify for their invite. Some newer runners. 2C's pretty new, and gosh, just blowing out the competition. 11-3 last season. Dante, what do you expect coming from OK Game?
I expect a lot of good things from them too. 2C, another person, been getting some ladder championships. Krellbell, not so much a newer player, from what I understand, was kind of way back in the community, took a break and is back. Very strong runner, knows the game very well. And Wired Wiki, also super good. So these 3 gonna kind of maybe they might like run house here. You never know. This might be the open team that completely destroys the division.
Well, Krellbell, you might recognize his name from the credits because even before the revamped longer credits, he's been in the credits for a few years now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure. And that logo, man, look at that logo. That is excellent. That's got some, so we got boots on the pad. It looks like we've got some Moldor bounce going and Ice Rod, the hammer in Ice Palace. That's some deep cuts right there. That is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Big things from OK Game. Next up, we've got Pug Trio, Futon, Solski, and Andy. 11-3 last season, made the playoffs. You see the change from weighty words to one of the Wu-Tang Clan members from last few seasons, Solski, on there, joining the power of the Pug Trio. Someone want to talk about how good this team is going to be?
I mean, if they're channeling the power of weighty in the logo, and then that means they've got 4 runners. So,
oh man,
we'll have to look at the rules about that. But joking aside, Futon really good. Solski, if he's not asleep, he's really good at the game too.
the problem is he going to wake up in time for his?
Yeah,
his
I don't know
races?
if he's gonna wake up. He might. And Andy, I mean, you guys know. The guy's good.
Yeah, and let's be honest. So many of us are playing rando because of Andy here. So, shout outs to the original Pug, Dante.
Yeah, the OG Pug.
Yeah,
and another team that's probably gonna be trying to see if they can make a deeper playoff run than they have the last 2 seasons, because again, another team that's consistently made the playoffs and then consistently gotten knocked out early.
Yeah, you kind of expect them to make the playoffs. And see how deep of a run they can make. I mean, they're really, really good. So
yeah.
All right, next up, Tenwer All Stars. This is, I think, an abbreviation of their actual name. I think it's
and the asterisk is actually part of their name too. It's like asterisk Tenwer All Stars from Germany.
Yeah, quite the name. Brogar, Magno, and Tito. This is actually a brand new team that got an invite for the Invitational this season. See these runners on the ladder, see them making waves. Drasti, tell us a little bit about this team.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like, Tito was actually on the relegated Major Mistakes last season, and he decided to get a totally new team. And Brogor definitely has been making waves. I don't know Magno as well, but yeah, I think this new team has a lot of potential.
Yeah, it's hard to really quantify or even create expectations because it is a brand new team coming in the Invitational. So, I mean, they could just run the gauntlet, or they could fall on their face. Well, we're gonna see. That's what the fun thing about the league. So we'll see how well they perform. I expect them to at least make a wave.
And then we actually get a grudge match here with Team Hime next.
Yeah, next up, Team Hime is another returning team. Kermit, Dragonstrike, Ravis went 3-11. I know they were very disappointed with that 3-11. I'm disappointed with their 3-11. I expect them to be a bit better than that. They actually had one of the best races of last year against the team that got relegated. Fighting for their invitational spot was an excellent race. I think they're going to turn things around here and make some waves. What do you think, Dante?
I think they are too. You got a lot of time to let that 3-11 sink in. And I've been seeing these guys play. They're still as good, if not better, probably better. Don't write them off. They're ready. Look at them. Look at the logo. Look at the individual player picks. They are ready. Like, that's them IRL, ready to come get those W's. Yeah,
they look ready to go. All right, Team Hime. Let's see it turn around this season. Next up, we've got our runner-ups from Season 3, Triple Dino Disaster, with Yoshi, Scholzer, and Top Life taking the spot of Shireen there. Went 10-4, just and lost out to Fun Drifters in the finals. Drasti, what do you expect from Triple Dino Disasters this season? They're going to make a run back for?
Yeah, I mean, they still have Yoshi and Schulzer, and Top Life has really come up as a really good player. How far did he go in the main tournament? Like quarterfinals, I
Yeah,
think.
last couple tournaments he's done really, really well. So I mean,
Absolutely.
you got to love the upgrade from Shireen to Top Life. That's like 4+ wins right there. You get.
Yeah. What Skull Kid's doing taking cast offs, really?
But really, I mean, with Shireen, they went 10-4. Top Life, can they go 12-2? I think so.
One thing to note about this team last season, it was really interesting. They got off to a really slow start and then just totally surged late. If you looked at them 3 or 4 weeks in, you would have said this is not a team that's making the playoffs. And then they just were unstoppable for the second half of the season and right up until they hit Fendrana Drifters.
Yeah, Yoshi almost 3-time champion. So watch out for Triple
Yeah.
Dino because Yoshi's going for it again. All right, final team coming out of Misery Mire, WJP DTB coming back full force from last season. Brewers fan JP in the name of DT and Willard J. Bradley went 10-4, made division finals. Strong team. I mean, you look at some of these teams and it's going to be hard to pick who's coming out of this division, but I would expect WJPDTB to be one of those teams.
And I'm really excited about that week 2 matchup with Pug Trio. I mean, you look who's on each of those two teams, the long history they all have with each other, and they've never been able to face each other in the league before. So this will be a big week.
Yeah, should be really good. All right, Dante, Drasti, I'll do some. Give me two teams, 2 of the 4 playoff teams coming out of this division.
I'm gonna go with the easy picks. I'll be that guy. Triple Dino. I'm expecting to see them come out again in the playoffs in some way, shape, or form. And kind of echoing what you just said, WJPD-TB, another one making up that playoff 2 pick there. Drossi, how about you?
Well, I mean, I think Pug Trio also, I don't see them missing the playoffs all of a sudden. And I think, there's got to be a sleeper team. My gut says Noble Foxes is going to be that sleeper team from this division, just, especially with how much Obscure has upped his game. And as I say, looking at how well his teammates did last season, I think you put the 3 of them together and they're going to squeak into the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think you can pick against Triple Dino. I think they're just too good. I do like picking maybe a sleeper team. I'm going to go with OK Game as the sleeper team there. I mean, I like WJPDDB as well, and Pug Tree, of course, but I think the sleeper might be OK Game. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, it's just good teams. All right, we got one more division for you. It is the Skull Woods division. Let's take a look at our final 8 teams here. We have, first up, Classic, 2 Pearl, 2 Furious, Aussie 28, Scary Olive, and Shrine X. 8-6, missed the playoffs. Classic logo, been a part of the team. Or the team has been around since season 1. They've made a couple different changes, but
I remember season 1 when they announced their name. You said that was like your favorite team name.
It's such a good name. It's classic. It works. The logo is great. Scary Olive's avatar is maybe the best avatar in all of Rando.
It's the most genuine, I think.
It's so good, so good. 8-6, just make the playoffs. I think this team can make the playoffs. No problem. This season, no problem. This team is really good.
I mean, they were super close to it last season. They were in contention until the final week, as I recall. So yeah, could well be their season.
Get furious. All right, next up, don't forget to track us. This is a team that actually qualified from the Open division Open League last year. Previously called 8-Bit Nerds, I believe.
16-bit.
16-Bit Nerds. That's right. Thank you. Iker, Perdwong, and Philip Hill, 11-3, made the division finals in the Open. What do you guys think about Don't Forget to Track Us with the new name? Good logo.
I think it's fantastic. These 3 are pretty strong too. I like that logo a lot, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
So good.
So good.
But yeah, this is definitely, just because they're coming from open, don't write them off. Like they're gonna get some good wins. They might even be in that playoff contention spot too. So looking for good things from these guys.
For sure.
Well, and Purdy Wong was in the playoffs as part of Clown Parade back in season 2. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
he's been there. He knows what it's like.
Yeah. Excellent runner. Speaking of excellent runners, we've got Air 216, Big Dunka, Arier, and Thalane coming back 11-3, made the division finals. You tell me that this team only made the division finals last season, I call you a liar, because this team is stacked. We talked about Titans Mid-Spain being the favorite. I think Air 216 might be right up there. Like, this team is so good. So good.
Well, that was, if I may say it with Dante in here, that was an upset when Titans Mitts knocked off Error 216 last season.
100%. Like this is the team of like 3 Titans. For longtime Titans. They're all 3 super good at the game. Praise Dunka for ladder. And not only his gameplay, but also, Airy, who needs no introduction of his NMG skills, as well as Thalane. Thalane coming back for League. I appreciate it after not being in the main tournament and not taking the time to do it. I'm looking forward to seeing these 3 play again.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of when Thalane is running. He hasn't ran in a while, so it's going to be good to see him back. Expect big things from Air 216. All right, next up, we've got Go with McMonkey, Scoople, and Vortex of Doom. They were previously, what are they called? We Need a Mentor from last season?
Yeah, they clearly don't need a mentor anymore.
Yeah, 11-3 in the opens, made the playoffs, got the call up for the Invitational. Scoople, NMG God, Vortex right up there, and McMonkey making waves. This team went from a bunch of new runners playing in like the Go Mode mentor tournament, and now they're just destroying everyone. So watch out for Go. Dante, tell us a little bit about this team.
Oh, dude, I'm glad they're not in my division. Like, one of these logos are great, by the way. They're perfect. But McMonkey, Scoople, Vortex, all 3 really, really good runners. This is like, this is like people keep saying next gen consoles or something in gaming. This is the next gen runners of Rando. If you have been in the community for a while, it's the current gen. Like these are the people who are making waves right now, and I'm actually looking for them to make a really good run in this division.
Yeah, this is one of the best teams coming up from the open that I think could really knock some heads around.
We should also talk about the personnel changes here, because there was some shifting around that involved some of the open teams we saw earlier. That McMonkey came over from New Hyrule Order. They had their 3rd player last season was Fred aka Durf, who's now Dapper Wormman and a part of Amish Paradise. So 3 strong teams swapping around their players. All of those 3 teams made open playoffs, and this team was strong enough to get an invite up into the Invitational.
Yeah, expect good stuff from Go. Next up, we've got the Bomb Squad with Sinek, F. Coughlin, and Adirondack Rick. 5-9, missed playoffs last year. I know they're not quite satisfied with that 5-9. Can they turn it around, Dante? What do you think?
I think they can. 3 good runners here. Sinek, we talked about him earlier. As far as like what he's done for us, F. Coughlin, he's so good at so many different things. It's unbelievable. And Rick, everybody loves Rick. I think these guys are gonna do better in 5-9 this year. That's my prediction.
Yeah, this team is better than 5-9, so I expect it from them as well. Tell Sinek to his face, do better. I'm
laying it out there.
Yeah. All right, next up, the spoilers, Shady Force, Zelga Descent, and Dr. Marty Zero. I'm just going to flat out say it. This is my prediction for the Season 4 champions. I think this team is so good. They went 9-5 last season. I don't know how they missed. I don't know how they went 9-5, missed the playoffs. That's
because of the 9-4-1 team.
It's unbelievable to me. This team is just so good. This is my prediction for the champs.
Yeah, I mean,
that is definitely plausible. I think so because like Shady's been improving. I know Shady and Marty, I think over the last year have been playing a lot more cross keys like everybody else has. Zelga has whatever kind of armor with every mode. Like the guy's just too good. These three as a unified force is going to be wild.
Where's the weak point on this team? I don't see one.
Yeah, they don't have one. They don't have one. They're that good.
Exactly.
Yeah, big things from the spoilers. I expect big things from the spoilers this season. All right. Next up, Tile Roomies. Back again, Jay Meisher, Artie Walsh, and new addition to the team, Plasma Kappa, 8-6, made the playoffs. Love the logo. This team is scary as well. 8-6 last year. I think they could easily go like 12-2.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Kappa as the addition. This team's gotten scary in a hurry.
Yeah, Walsh and Jay Meisher are just quietly some of the best runners in the community, and the addition of Plasma Kappa, who again quietly one of the best runners in the community. You got 3 strong runners, and they made the playoffs without Kappa last year. So, gosh, again, if anyone's gonna upset in this division, if anyone wants to go through this division, I feel like they got to go through the Tile Roomies.
Yeah, and also just kind of a note in terms of players who are new to the league. You know, Plasma Kappa mentored Homemade Beer early on when Homemade Beer started playing, and now look, they're both in the Invitational League this season.
Yeah, nice. All right, and the final team, the Open Division or Open League champions. Go ahead, give it to me.
Oops, da war es auch nicht.
We got Raylan Tank here, Death King 2, and Divisines. They won the Open League last year, got their invite. Are they going to be able to do the same thing in Season 4 in the Invitational? What do you guys think?
Well,
I do.
They're
I'm
back
gonna lay
to
it
their
out there.
Season 2 roster, which only missed an invite to Season 3 by 1 game. So that's worth remembering. That Season 2 they were pretty strong, and we're pretty close to getting an invite and could easily make the playoffs the same way.
Yeah, strong division. Yeah. Go ahead, Dinty.
I was gonna say like just all 3 of them strong runners, and their league track record has been phenomenal in the seasons they've been in there. So, looking forward to seeing them make a big splash in the Skull Woods. I guess we can't say splash. There's no water in Skull Woods. We've been saying that in all these places where there's no water.
Yeah, it's true.
We clearly need a Swamp Palace division.
We sure do. All right, 2 teams that make the playoffs. I mean, you could go safe and say, like, since I picked the spoilers to win the whole thing, I'd say the spoilers. I'm gonna try to go off the reservation a little bit and go with I'll go with Go making the playoffs, and I guess it's 2 Pearl, 2 Furious.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. 2 Pearl, 2 Furious. No longer acting a fool and will be hitting the playoffs this season. I think that's a team that I've always expected to be there, and this is their year. Another team I think that we could see in there is Tile Roomies. I'm looking forward to seeing that new team, or rather new addition to the team, and how they can utilize that. I think that's going to make them really strong.
And I don't think you can overlook Error 216, which is looking just as scary as they've been the last 2 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Here's the problem: is there's 4 spots that make the playoffs, and I see like 6, 7, 8. I mean, 4 teams aren't going to make it. I don't understand how that's possible in this division. I know it's going to happen, but I don't know the 4 teams that aren't going to make the division, the playoffs. It's going to be tough. This is a tough division.
Absolutely.
All right, that's going to do it for the Invitational. So let's go on to the last portion. We've got the ALTTPRleague.com website live right now with all of the information that just came that we just went over. So you can get all your schedules. You can check out all the teams. You can check out all the schedules. You can check it all out on the new website that we put together here. Next Sunday, September 19th at 3 o'clock p.m. and 6 o'clock Eastern, we've got Shack Tools Digging Game versus New Swagga Jackson kicking off our season. And then the next day, Monday, September 20th, the season begins. And as we finish this up, all the members of the league will be getting additions in the Discord to their division channels, where you can begin scheduling your matches. This season's going to be hype. I don't know why it says season 5 kickoff. I should say season 4.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Season 4 kickoff next Sunday, September 19th, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. We're going to have a doubleheader, Shack Tools Digging Game versus New Swagga Jackson. You don't want to miss it. And then here we go. 7 weeks plus playoffs of league action here on Speed Gaming. And now, of course, the ALTTPR League Twitch channel as well. Make sure you're checking those out. Join our Discord. Check out the website. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, I am forgetting something.
You want to plug what we've got going on that our mods and some other volunteers have been working on?
All right, so Lumaga, one of our mods, has put together a pick'em event. Let me just read this real quick. The league will be holding a community event for Season 4, ALTTPR League Pick'em. Pick'em is a weekly event where you pick the winners of each invitational match and gain points for every correct guess. The rules are simple. Enter your name and pick the winners for each team matchup for the coming week. You're picking by series, not individual games, so the choices are pick if either team sweeps the week or the team split the matches. Only your first entry for the week will be accepted, and we'll have your picks in by the evening the next league week begins. For example, in a week before the league begins, you'll submit your picks for League Week 1. During League Week 1, you'll be submitting picks for League Week 2, etc. There'll be a weekly leaderboard to show off and claim bragging rights, GLHF. And credits to Spy for initially floating the idea out. So shout out.
And as an added wrinkle, there'll be bonus points if you correctly pick an underdog. So if no one else is picking a certain way for a certain matchup and you pick that way, and you're right, you can win bonus points. So that'll be a fun wrinkle to it.
Yeah. So that's it. Season 4 underway next week. Join us again September 19th, 3 p.m. here on Speed Gaming, this channel. Shack Tools Digging Game versus New Swagga Jackson co-op all dungeons. And then I believe on Speed Gaming 2 at 6 p.m. They'll be playing the doubleheader. So check that out. And then we're going. We're here, guys. Let's do it. We'll see you all next week for League Season 4.